At number 7, you can't go wrong. If you want a good laugh, all you need is a good bouncing carriage. And we're talking about the bouncing carriages in Red Dead Redemption. There was a glitch in the first Red Dead Redemption game, or at least I think it was a glitch, although it's very possible it was just a troll by Rockstar. From time to time, when you approach the horse-drawn carriages, they would start bouncing up and down, and sometimes they would even fly up into the air. It was Back to the Future in the Wild West. This quickly became the funniest thing in the game, and I would not be surprised if they somehow paid homage or made a comeback in Red Dead Redemption 2 as a throwback to the hilarity in the original. I don't know how they're going to do it, but I promise you, somewhere in there, there's going to be a nod to bouncing carriages. At number 6, Trevor takes it out in GTA 5. As if Trevor wasn't nuts enough, this sequence from GTA 5 was literally nuts. You guys get it? Get it? At one point during the campaign, our 3 protagonists are arguing when Trevor decides to take it to the next level and drop his jeans to show the world his goods. The moment came out of nowhere, but it was a perfect fit in with Trevor's insane character. This sequence actually stirred up a good amount of controversy when GTA 5 came out, as many felt that it took things too far and it was way too obscene. Funny how all of the filth in GTA 5, and this is the scene, this one scene is what angered some people the most. Cracking into the top 5 today, Toasty. One word, Toasty. One of the best parts of the original Mortal Kombat 2 arcade game was executing an awesome scorpion combo and then getting that random dude to pop up in the corner of the screen singing Toasty. Give me your best Toasty in the comments, even though I can't hear you. Well, you could tweet at me with a Twitter video. Anyway, for those of you wondering, the dude who pops up is Dan Forden, the sound designer of the game. And the joke originated when he and the other developers would play video games and Dan would always say, "I predict toast," before they fought. The inside joke eventually turned into Toasty and became a staple of Mortal Kombat, as it has appeared in countless games in the series. Even to this day, it appears in Mortal Kombat games. Okay, this next game is a super ultra serious game that focuses heavily on realism and emotion, but there is something funny about it. The glitches in Heavy Rain is our number 4 pick. The glitches, they're funnier than most games because of how out of place they actually are. It is pretty tough to take anything seriously in Heavy Rain when your character is just yelling during a cutscene or when you visit the police station to find it completely white. The game was eventually patched, but the glitches in the game are hilarious due to the super serious tone of the story. It's a really sad game. Definitely go look up some of the videos of Heavy Rain's old glitches. If you want a good laugh, these things are absolute gold. The original Resident Evil was super innovative and was actually one of the first video games to ever be called a survival horror game. However, if you've played the original version of the game, you know how terrible the voice acting is. Let's talk at number 3 today about everything Barry does in Resident Evil. One of the characters, Barry, is so over the top and awful that it is downright hilarious. Every word out of his mouth is overacted, and his hand gestures are so over the top that you just can't take him seriously at all. Over the countless remakes and re-releases of the original Resident Evil, his gestures have been toned down and his lines have been re-recorded to be more serious. But if you watch the videos of how Barry originally sounded, it is absolutely hilarious. I have no idea how it even made it into the horror game, but it did, and we get to talk about it today. Okay, the Ghostbusters license has had it rough over the last couple of years. We've had the movie, the reboot, the all-female Ghostbusters, some really bad games, and now we're going to talk about the victory screen of the NES Ghostbusters game. The terrible reboot got everybody going, and then we had an atrocious video game that went along with it. But many people forget that there was actually a Ghostbusters game back in the 80s for the Nintendo Entertainment System. The game itself was nothing special, but when you finally made it to the end of this game, you were presented with the now famous windscreen reading, "Congratulations." That's right. You see how that's spelled right there? You have completed a great game and proved the justice of our culture. Now go and rest our heroes. And no, I didn't mess any of that up reading it. That is actually how it was written, that's nicely done, guys. I just wonder, how does something get approved to go out to millions of people without a spell check, especially for the ending of the game, which is the culmination of all your hard work, and then that is what you get. I think, honestly, whoever it was did it on purpose just to troll everybody. Okay, we have reached the #1 spot, and it encompasses basically an entire game, all right? Everything in Big Rigs Over the Road Racing. The game is famous. It is famous because it was released in pre-alpha state before it had any type of bug or stability testing, leading it to being widely regarded as one of the worst games of all time, or the worst game of all time. But it is absolutely hilarious to watch. Big Rigs Over the Road Racing was a game where you raced your Mack truck hauling illegal goods while avoiding the police. All right, cool. But because the game was released incomplete, here are just a few things wrong with it, okay? Your truck has no cargo. There is no hit detection whatsoever. You can drive through buildings. There is no enemy AI. You can drive faster in reverse than going forwards. Going in reverse has no speed cap, allowing you to reach impossible speeds. And when you finally finished an objective, you were presented with a text pop-up reading, "Your winner." The game is absolutely awful, but it is also just as funny as it is awful for how broken it was. But the fact that people bought this, that is robbery. That is a crime against humanity. There you have it, my friends. Those are 10 very, very funny moments in gaming. If you guys want to see a part 2, we can definitely do it. Let me know. There's a playlist below with all the top 10s that go up every single night at 8 o'clock Central Standard Time. And there is a link below if you guys want to submit ideas for future gaming top 10s. We use them all the time, and who knows? Yours could end up being on the channel. Thank you for all the support as always, guys. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. Turn on those notifications so